Early this year, our client, Miss X, was warned by her doctor that if she returned to hospital in the same condition, she might go straight from emergency to ICU. Her legs were swollen. She was breathless. She could hardly walk a few steps. She was suffering from severe metabolic illness. Despite following many popular diets and social media advice, her weight kept going up and down. Nothing was working. On 8th of August 2025, she joined our lifestyle program. The guidance was given remotely, more than 10,000 kilometers away, using simple science-based principles. We helped her unlearn food myths and return to real food, adequate proteins, natural fats, intermittent fasting, walking, early dinners, good sleep, and hormone balance. In just 5 months, her weight dropped from around 119 kilograms to 90 kilograms. More importantly, her energy returned, her confidence returned, and her metabolic health began to recover. This is not a miracle. This is not medication. This is not injections. This is the body healing when insulin, nutrition, movement, and sleep are finally aligned. This talk was compiled by Dr. Siva Navaratnam and ChatGPT, my educational partner. Miss X has kindly given full permission for her story and photographs to be shared. This is done purely for education and inspiration, to show that metabolic disease is not a life sentence and that with the right lifestyle, the body can heal. This presentation is for learning and motivation, not a substitute for personal medical advice. Early in 2025, Miss X was taken to the emergency department. Her legs were swollen, she was short of breath, and she could barely walk a few steps. The doctor explained that this was not just weight. It was severe metabolic illness affecting her heart, circulation, and overall health. He warned her very clearly, if she returned in the same condition, she might not go home next time and could be admitted straight to intensive care. That moment became the turning point that made her realize something had to be done or change. Not another diet, but a whole lifestyle and metabolic health. Like many people around the world, she tried to do the right thing. She followed social media influences, low-fat advice, fruit juice, and small frequent meals. She restricted calories and tried to eat less and move more. But instead of getting healthier, her weight kept going up and down, and her metabolic health kept getting worse. Insulin resistance was never addressed, so the body remained in fat storage mode. This is the trap many people fall into, doing what sounds healthy but biologically keeps the disease progressing. After years of struggling and a serious medical warning, this became her turning point. On the 8th of August 2025, she made a decision not just to lose weight, but to reverse her metabolic disease. She joined the You Eat Safely lifestyle program, guided entirely from more than 10,000 kilometers away through calls, messages, and education. This was the moment she stopped chasing quick fixes and started following biology, real food, hormone balance, and sustainable habits. One of the hardest parts was not the walking or the food changes. It was reprogramming decades of fear and misinformation. She had been taught that red meat and eggs cause heart attack, that cholesterol is dangerous, that low fat and fruit juices are healthy, and that eating many small meals is the solution. We explain the modern metabolic science. Insulin resistance is driven by sugar and refined carbohydrates, not by real protein and natural fats. And most importantly, we showed her that the old advice of eat less and move more had already failed her. What she needed was hormonal and metabolic healing, not starvation. A new way of eating. She did not go on a diet. She changed the way her body was fueled. We focused on adequate protein to protect muscle and control appetite. Natural full fat foods instead of low fat processed foods, and fermented foods to heal the gut and improve insulin sensitivity. Ultra processed carbohydrates and fruit juices were removed because they drive insulin spikes and cravings. She stopped grazing and snacking, allowed insulin to fall between meals, and her hunger hormones finally reset. This is when the cravings disappeared and fat loss became effortless rather than a daily struggle. As her metabolism healed, we gradually introduced intermittent fasting. She moved from 3 meals a day to 2 and eventually to 1 meal a day without hunger or struggle. As insulin resistance improved, her cravings disappeared naturally. She was no longer fighting her body. Her hormones were now working with her. For movement, she adopted the Japanese interval walking method, achieving around 7,000 to 10,000 steps a day. She also walked after meals to reduce post-meal glucose spikes and made sure to get morning sunlight to reset her circadian rhythm, improve sleep, and support hormonal balance. This combination of nutrition, timing, movement, and light exposure accelerated fat loss and restored energy. As her eating and activity timing changed, her sleep quality improved naturally. She started having dinner earlier, stopped late night snacking, and allowed her insulin and cortisol levels to fall before bedtime. This led to deeper, more restorative sleep, which is critical for metabolic repair. With better sleep came better hormonal balance, improved insulin sensitivity, lower blood pressure, and a marked increase in daytime energy. Sleep became part of the treatment, not an afterthought. The results. She rang me yesterday. Her weight from 117 kilograms down to 90 kilograms in 5 months. That's a 23% weight loss with no injections, no weight loss drugs, no starvation or extreme calorie restriction. Achieved with real food, sustainable lifestyle changes. Guided remotely with local medical supervision. This journey was not only about numbers on a scale. It was about reclaiming life. She can now walk freely without breathlessness or swollen feet. She fits into her old clothes, which are now loose. She has returned to social life with confidence instead of avoidance. Her own word says it best, "I feel like a different person." Behind this transformation was not magic, miracle, or medication, but a strong mindset, daily discipline, and quiet consistency. This is what real metabolic healing looks like: physical, emotional, and social. This is not a fad or an extreme diet. What she followed is truly aligned with modern scientific guidelines. The focus is on real food, sufficient proteins, fiber, regular movement, good sleep, and stress control. More importantly, the goal was not simple to cut calories or to restore metabolic health. The body's ability to regulate insulin, appetite, energy, and fat storage naturally. Acknowledgement. I would like to thank Ms. X for providing us or giving us the permission to share this knowledge with everyone so that we could help more and more people become healthy. Her children was deeply supportive throughout this journey, encouraging her, walking with her, helping her stay consistent, and believing in her when things were difficult. Family support was a key part of her recovery. To a local GP and nephrologist for being open-minded and providing medical supervision. And most important, to ChatGPT for helping translate complex science into practical guidance, which made it so easy for us to teach, to follow through, and to see results. Thank you for watching.